Hey everybody, this is Fred. Welcome back to the channel. My wife and I are here in the Allegheny National Forest, and what we're going to do today is we're going to hike on the NCT, also known as the North Country Trail, and we're going to hike down along the Allegheny Reservoir, and there's some camping areas down there as you get close to the Tracy Ridge camping area, or hiking area I should say. So we're hoping that we're going to find an established campsite and hopefully have a nice couple of days here. It looks like the weather is going to be great, so we're expecting it to be a really nice weekend. So we're just about to get started here, so we'll see you on the trail. So when you get to the sign, you got to jump over the guardrail and head across that bridge there. So we were hoping that we were gonna pick a weekend here where the fall colors were gonna be on full display, but looks like we missed it. I guess we're still too early. It's kind of hard to tell. When I was looking online, it showed that the first week of October, historically, the colors are pretty good in this area, but evidently not this year, so everything's still pretty green. But still should be a good hike anyway. Trail's been mostly pretty smooth, but now it's starting to get kind of rocky over here. I'm having flashbacks to West Virginia. Well, not, I guess quite not that bad. Well, I think we found our campsite. Kind of by this little inlet here, so we've got access to water. And fire ring. Sherry cleaning herself off. I think the tent can go right there in that nice little flat area. So I think this will work nicely. So we had this great idea that we were going to bring brats with us and cook brats over the fire for the first night. But guess where they are? They're in the cooler in the car. So I guess we got to improvise. So I have the brat buns, which is great. Fortunately, my wife brought a few extra packets of pulled pork, so I guess I'm just going to put the pulled pork in the buns. And she's having tuna.
No, chicken.
Oh, chicken on a tortilla. So I guess we'll make the best of it. Well, there's my improvised pulled pork sandwich. Bon appetit. So I guess when we bought this, we didn't realize that this is almost like a jerky. So it's really dry, but actually tastes pretty good. It's not too bad. So we're trying something for breakfast that we've never done before while backpacking. We're going to try to make scrambled eggs and bacon. So this is some of that pre-cooked bacon that you can buy. I'm just kind of heating it up in the skillet. And then what we have here are some of the Ova Easy crystallized egg powder. So we're going to mix this up after we get done with the bacon and see how that works for making scrambled eggs. Doesn't look half bad. Well, they kind of taste like the eggs that you get at a continental breakfast at a hotel. Not as good as fresh, but actually really not bad at all. What do you think, Cher?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So I'll give you a real quick campsite tour here. So yeah, this is a little bit of a different tent that my wife and I are using this weekend. We normally have our Alps mountaineering tent. This is the Nature Hike Cloud Up 3 tent, and I just recently bought this. I have my Cloud Up 2, which you guys have probably seen in previous videos, and so I kind of thought that maybe this would be something that we could try out. And so I picked one of these up off of AliExpress. It's the Cloud Up 3. It's a 3-person version, which, you know, in reality is enough space for 2 people. But I don't know overall. I mean, I do miss having the 2 side doors that we have on our Alps tent. Having just the single front door is a little bit of a hassle, so it's a little bit of an inconvenience. And the vestibule is really small on it. We did manage to fit both of our packs in there and our shoes and all that, but that makes it kind of awkward getting in and out. So I don't know. My wife didn't seem like she was too much of a big fan. Now this is a little bit lighter. It's actually a few pounds lighter than the Alps tent, and the actual floor space is a little bit larger than the Alps tent. But I don't know. I kind of have a feeling that when it's the 2 of us, we're going to be going back to that one. So I'll save this tent. I do think that this would be good for car camping, just because you don't have to have packs and everything in the vestibule when you do that. So we might utilize it for that. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Maybe it'll grow on us as we figure out how to use it a little bit better. And then over here is our fire ring. We just got done with breakfast. And then down here we're right next to an inlet right off of the Allegheny Reservoir. So I'll kind of show you what that looks like. It's kind of just a small area where the water comes in, and then the main reservoir is down here to the right. I'll show you what that looks like. I think Sherry's over there taking a walk. So it's a really beautiful morning, and this is a great view. Pretty cool place to camp. The hike in wasn't the greatest. It's just basically was a green tunnel trail on the NCT there, but you know, the trail was actually fairly well maintained. It was pretty easy to navigate. The elevation was, you know, almost not, you know, insignificant. You had a few ups and downs like you're going to have in Pennsylvania, but nothing terrible. So, you know, not a bad hike at all. Definitely worth it to get to this camping spot. And this is what it looks like heading back up towards our campsite. So we're just on a little bit of a hill here. We do have some neighbors. I don't know if you guys can see those kayaks up there on the beach, and then down over that way is where they have their tents set up. So we could kind of hear them talking a little bit, but not too bad. And they seemed like they went to bed pretty early too, so they didn't disturb us at all. But this would actually be a great place to go kayak camping, because this inlet brings you right up to this area, and then you got access to the campsites that are here. This is near the Tracy Run portion of the trail, so when I do my debrief video, I'll point out on the map exactly where this is. So as you guys probably are aware, I usually make a debrief video for all of my trips that just kind of goes over all the details and shows you on the map where we were, just in case you want to take this trip yourself. So be sure to check that out. I normally release them, I don't know, maybe a couple, sometimes 3 weeks after I release my trip videos. It just is a matter of when I have time to get around to putting it together. So we're going to take a little day hike here, like we normally do. Same thing we did in West Virginia. We're just going to go check out the area a little bit. So we've walked on the other side of the water here, and there's where our campsite is, straight across from there. So I'm going to head up this way. There's a campsite over here Sherry was checking out. So we're kind of hiking along the top of the reservoir here. You can see the water through the trees, which is kind of cool. Sherry likes to look at water.
Yes, I do.
So many spider webs on this trail. I'm all hiking like this. Otherwise they're all in your face. Driving me crazy. So we decided to stop at this little campsite here, and we're going to have our lunch. We got a nice lake view. There's a fire ring here. I imagine that when the water's higher, you could probably kayak right up to this area and use this campsite. It's pretty nice. Somebody out there fishing in the boat. So we are headed back to camp now. After lunch, we checked out that area. There were, I don't know, 1 or 2 more decent campsites right along that bank there. So definitely some options. That's at the end of Johnny Cake Run, and when I do my debrief video, I'll show you guys where that is on the map. One nice thing about the return trip is no spider webs. So either somebody else went through here and cleared them out, or they're still cleared out from when we walked through this morning. Much better. And we are back to camp. Sherry took another path, and it looks like she beat me.
Alright, so what we're having for dinner here is Sherry is having my own homemade dehydrated unstuffed peppers, and I am having a Mountain House beef stew. So we're going to see how she likes my homemade concoction here. And there's my beef stew. I think it's done. I've had this before, it's okay. So that's the unstuffed peppers. How you like it, Cher?
It's very good.
Thank you.
4 stars.
Good morning from the Allegheny National Forest. This is our last day here. I looked at my little thermometer and it looks like temperatures last night got down to about 42, 43 degrees, somewhere in that range. So it's a little bit of a chilly night, but we actually slept pretty warmly, so no problem there. We just finished breakfast, and all we really need to do now is just kind of pack up camp and hit the trail and get on out of here. All right, we are on the move, starting our approximately 4-mile hike back to the car. It's a little brisk this morning, but we just walked up a pretty good hill, so that'll warm me up real quickly. If anybody has any ideas what this is, please put it in the comments. They almost look like little spiders or something, but it's weird that they're just moving back and forth like that.